Evening, everyone. How's everyone doing this evening? Hope you're having a fruitful as well as an eventful day thus far. I have a few downloads, and I'm going to do an ancestral tarot / energy reading for the collective. I'm hoping that everyone is feeling well. I hope that everyone is reaching for their divinity as well as trying to establish a relationship with your ancestors that are very much present. Whether we acknowledge it or not, let's always try to remember that the ancestors are always pregnant, always present. I say always pregnant. Somebody's pregnant. Well, nevertheless, I have some downloads. The first one I had, it came from my sleep state last night. I was in a state of pure sleep, and I had a very vivid dream. It was a dream of baby dragons. They were very small. There were some yellow ones on this side, and there were some green ones on this side. Now, mind you, the dragons were very, very small. And I noticed that as people looked on the dragons and they began to identify what the dragons were, I noticed that people began to look up and not really understand what they were. They were just like, well, those are some, rather small flying birds maybe. Whole time they were dragons, and they were in a baby and an infant state. And it brought me to the relevance of dragons and what are dragons. See, dragons are part of that fifth dimensional aspect of life, where spirits exist. Now, a lot of things that exist spiritually in the fifth dimension, some of them were actively here in existence in the third dimension first. Now, I won't go into whether it's truth or not about the existence of dragons. I'll go into what it symbolically means and what they are in the fifth dimension. Now, being as though at one time we had sites that are not active within us where we could really we could actually see spirits at one time. At one time we had a strong manifestation. These senses were stripped from us as we went on and we progressed in life and we progressed as humans and we evolved. We evolved away from some of our higher traits. So the identity of dragons is that they exist in the metaphysical. I believe in Asian, it could be folklore or it could be Asian belief. I'm not even going to say folklore. But I know in some countries in Asia, they believe that each and every individual has a dragon and that, the dragons, they are spirits and we see them on our day of departure. Nevertheless, the dragon can be assimilated to magic returning to mankind, or the senses that we once lost are beginning to return to us. And they're in a more infantile state, so it might not be recognizable. Like I said, in my dream state, I noticed that when the dragons were coming, nobody really knew what they were. So, and mind you, it was a dream, so I try to interpret them as best I can. But I can say that it felt like something was returning that had been gone for a long time, and nobody really knew what they were because nobody was really here when they were here before. And the next download that I have, I feel Spirits wants me to go into the significance of candles. Why do we light candles? As spiritualists, why do we light candles? When you light a candle with spiritual intent, it illuminates the presence of our intentions in the spirit realm. So, when I light a candle, like I was talking to a relative of mine today, and I was giving her some advice, or I was giving her a recipe. Really a recipe that she already know. It's in the Akashics. But when I was giving her the recipe, she was asking me. I was telling her you need a candle, and she was like, "Well, do I need a candle? Because I don't have one." Your intention is most important in any form of ritual or prayer. It's always your intent. Now, when we get candles, do we need them? I'll say most likely not. But always remember, the candle, it illuminates the presence of your intention in the spirit world, in the spirit realm. So let's just say, when I light my candle, imagine yourself being in a triple stage of darkness, or just a dark place. Not even a triple stage of darkness. Let's just say you're in a dark realm in the spirit. Well, when you light your candle, it illuminates your presence in the spirit realm. Really, it's illuminating your intentions. And that's why when you deal with candles, you want to study the color of the candle that you light. I remember being informed about black candles, so I went and I did a study about black candles. And black candles, they are very good for banishing, endings, releasings, summonsings, and mysteries of the unknown. So what would that say about a black candle? When you grab a black candle, you want to make sure that your magic is perfected in a sense. What does that mean? That means that if a black candle releases spiritual energy, then you want to have your intention set when you light a black candle. I'm going to give you a demonstration. Let's say I'm a person and I have an evil heart. And I want to light a black candle for spiritual contact with good spirits. But mind you, I have a bad heart. I haven't examined my heart. So when I light that black candle, I put myself at risk. Why? Because, mind you, any candle, it illuminates your intentions. So if you go in and you can say what you want out your mouth, but when you light that black candle, you need to have your intentions right. So that, because it's going to release, it's going to open up. It's a mystery to the unknown. Meaning, when you particularly light a black candle with spiritual intent, you got to be sure you knowing what you want, knowing what you're doing, knowing how you feel, knowing what's hidden in your heart. Because you could very well be summoning something or unleashing something that could quite possibly harm you in the end. Remember, deities of vengeance, when they come, they're going to exercise vengeance. So when you release deities and you send them at people, and you know, they always remember, if they can't get that person, they're going to come back and they're going to try to get you. So be careful with black candles. White candles are a representation of the light of the crystals, or the light of Christ, or even when your intentions in your heart may not be so pure, when you light a white candle, it kind of lines you up with the right intent. It's kind of like lighting water, in a sense. Like white candles, a lot of malignant spirits don't linger around them unless you have foul intentions. I don't really know, like I said, I don't really know the heart of a dark worker, so I'm not really tech with that. But I will tell you, when you're dealing with white candles, and you know, the significance of the candle is most important. And the significance of white candles, like I said, they represent the energy of light deities. When you look it up, it's going to say the light of Christ, right? Or the light of, simply saying the light of you know, deities of lightness, angelic hosts, white candles. Other candles, they have different meanings. I use one extreme, white and black. So going off of what I said, you should pretty much be able to determine if you're not a person and your magic is not perfected, then you don't want to deal with black candles. Because black candles, they open up portals. They're good for banishings and releasings. Always remember, when you open up the energy to banish something, you got to be strong in that energy, because when you open up something to banish, you got to be sure that it can be banished, or you might be opening yourself up once again for further attack. So, all in all, unless you're a person that's really tech, stay away from the black candles. Like I said, you got to really study your heart. And black candles are very powerful. But you have to know it's not room for error when you're dealing with a black candle. It's none. You don't have no room for error. Because when you light your intentions in the spirit with a candle, remember, when you light a candle, you're illuminating your presence in the spirit realm. You're in the presence of your intentions. They become illuminated. See, you show up in the spirit realm with your intentions. That's the sign that spirits, they're going to, like, say I light a candle, right? Particularly a black one. Or I like one that's not really going to keep me in a safe zone. I like the wrong candle. And I go in the spirit realm with that candle lit. My intentions are going to draw whatever's there is going to draw to me. And it has the authority to do so. Why? Because my intentions, you don't go in the spirit world speaking. I know it looked good when you prayed, Lord help me. But your prayers, right, they more or less like to speak forth your intentions in this world. But your intentions got to translate for your prayer to even leave this world. That's why the old heads used to say, you make false prayers, they hit the ceiling. That's because you don't have the intention to push it where it's supposed to go. So when you go in spirit with candles, study your intentions before you go in. Particularly dark ones, black ones. Now white candles, you may be a person working on your intent. I mean, when you're dealing with candles, you want to be situated right anyway. I'm coming from the aspect of a light worker. I really don't know what dark workers do. But when you light candles, just understand when you put spiritual intent behind it, you playing with you're actually making it known in spirit. It illuminates the presence. It makes your intentions present. And it puts a very, very bright aura on them. So spirits look when you light candles. That's why our ancestors, when you light a candle for your ancestral contact, like astral projecting, maybe, past life regression, maybe, or just general ancestral contact, when you light the white candle, it sets forth your intention. So they come. They can be drawn to you without blockages. You can do it without a candle, but it's a lot easier with the candle. It's a lot of things that move around in the dark. When you leave this realm and you step into the metaphysical, there's a whole different extraordinary realm of existing things. So you want to make your intentions known when you step in. And you want to have your candle when you go in. So it's like, hey, this me over here. And my intentions, they precede me. So when you go in, you already got a comfortable spot. You don't have to worry about being under attack. That's the thing about working spells. When we work spells, it leaves you vulnerable for so many different octaves that happen. Anytime you make a plan, the best plan will always account for what? Unexpected delays. Unexpected occurrences. A faulty plan is a plan that says we're going to go from A, B to C, and that's it. That's not a great plan, because the unexpected can always occur. So a plan maker always plans for that to happen. A great plan maker. He will always expect the unnecessary to occur. Like the third said, what can go wrong, it will go wrong. So, in regards to candles, I'm seeing a lot. I'm feeling the energy of a lot of people starting to light their candles. And I feel like it's starting to make a difference in your life. So I say to that, God bless you. It's very real. And like, my dream becomes more vivid. Like, seeing dragons in an infant state. And remind you, when I saw them in a dream, they was flying. And people was like looking up and they was like, you know, they birds, like I never seen birds like that, but they was baby dragons. And like I said, that's assimilated to some of the things that are being put back in the third dimension that we may not be aware of because they've been gone for so long. Things like the magic of telekinesis, you know, communication, telepathy. A lot of these things are returning to the third dimension, and they're being gifted to people who choose ascension. You got to remember, you know, when you deal with a lot of religions, they always preach, you know, the end of times, the end of the world, the end of... And have you ever really embraced that in the reality of it? Because the ending of the world, it doesn't necessarily mean that the earth is going to implode. The ending of a world can be the ending of a way that things move. Like, you know, world moves as a system. When that system fails, it becomes end of the world. That doesn't mean that that's the end of existence. You know how many times the world has ended, for that matter? We had the Ice Age. We had the Epic of Gilgamesh. There was so many times that it was recorded that the system of the world was brought to an end by a judgment of the elements. Sometimes it was the elemental beings. Remember, Sodom and Gomorrah, it was destroyed by what? Fire, ash, brimstone. That's the element. Epic of Gilgamesh, or rather referred to Noah's flood, water, right? All these different ways. Then you have ice. Like, you have many different ways that the system of the world has ended. But do you realize that life never stopped? Why? Because it was able to redefine itself. That's what's happening right now, divine individuals. Divinity is refining the earth, is replenishing the earth. It's giving back to man what was stolen away from man. But it's only going to come to you by way of ascending. See, when you ascend, think about what they said. Remember, Christ ascended. Energy says he went from this realm to the metaphysical realm. But also remember, in the energy of the Bible, it was two ascensions that he went through. Because remember, he ascended, but he was still on earth as what? A different type of being. He was a being now that could walk through the walls. And remember, he told Thomas, stick your finger in my hand, there's holes in there, right? So that's a sign of ascending, right? Transformation and ascendance before even ascending away from the physical, as they say. But he ascended here, right here, as we should do. You have to ascend in your conscience first. That's where ascension takes place, in your mind. Candles are very helpful during your ascension process. They help you slip easy into meditation. Candles, incense, smoke is always a good way to communicate with spirit. Summoning. When we be aware of what you conjure, right? You have to, when you begin to vibrate as a spiritual being, it's going to require you to show some level of mastery over your emotional set. Why? Because you can harm people. See, when you ascend, remember, God's gifts, they're given without repentance. So each gift that you activate or God allows you to move in, like a talent, you have to also, you have to deal with the responsibility that come along with that power. See, if God give you a power to move energy, you can't use that power to go transmute a human. You understand? You can't move energy that way because then you create karmic debt. With every gift, see, people look at people that move in gifts and you want the gift, but do you also want the responsibility? Moreover, do you want the penalty that comes when we slip? Because I almost lost my life out here in this world. I got shot in my back for being situated with the divine realm. A FNN 57 broke all my ribs, severed my liver, tore me up pretty bad. Are you ready for that? Because had I been moving in the gift that God gave me and on the assignment that he gave me as a detail at the time, right? I wasn't fully ascended. I was doing my awakening process, very much linked to religion at this point. I wasn't really understanding spirituality on a whole, although I was dealing with it, every aspect of it. But I was religious. And see, religiosity is powerful. It becomes an indoctrination. And indoctrination is most potent. So imagine being an indoctrinated divine being. So what do? I'm gripping my vices. That took me away from my assignment. God allowed penalty to strike me, right? Now, are you going to be ready for that? If you want to walk in the gift, because the gift is going to require you to protect yourself. See, remember when you get a gift, it puts you at another level. And you know what they say about levels? New devils. So you got to realize, if you are a person that's afraid of evil or the devil, so to speak, why would you want a gift? Why would you want to move in a gift that's going to draw that to you? See, thank you, Spirit. Like a lot of men and women, we want the gift of attraction, right? We want the laws of attraction to work in a way that favor us. That's what we do. We want that. Like women, they want beauty, you know. Men may want beauty too, but men, men, what do we want? We want a status, right? We want strength, and we want power. Like women, they want beauty, or strength as well, but you know what I mean, ethereal beauty. But when God gives you that beauty and refines you, or God as a man gives you that strength, he endows you. Do you then use that to take advantage? Because the gift is going to be active in you. If God give you beauty, you got it. If God give you strength, you got it. But what are you going to do with it is the question. Because every move becomes a greater measure of reaping what you sow, or karma. When your gift increases, so does the responsibility. And remember, if, let's say, this is ground level, right here where my hand at. That's the ground. Now, I'm at this level. And I fall. Boom. I don't hurt too much. But if God raised me up here and I fall, it's a harder fall. You're going to break more. So when you got a powerful gift, you have to be aware of the altitude that the gift is putting you at. So you don't fall. You don't want to fall from an altitude that's too high. Might break something, can't put back together. So we want to be aware of what we're doing as we ascend into these wonderful powers, as we begin to manifest through our relationship with Spirit. Do be aware that it's a responsibility that comes along with it. One of the greatest responsibilities that comes along with our gifts is the responsibility of accountability. That's a responsibility to be accountable. When God anoints you or designates you for a purpose, accountability is your responsibility. Reason being, lack of accountability can lead to the destruction of anybody that invests in you or follow you. Because they have to, when you're a leader of any type of sorts, or you're a gifted one, chosen one, when you move, let accountability be something that you willfully gravitate towards in every issue, particularly the complexities or the impasses. Like, you know how we fuck up and we do some shit we don't got no business doing? Don't be a person that just overlooked that. Don't be, and God forbid, you know how we do, you know how we get up, you know how we get high and mighty and shit, and we get our little gifts working, and then we do shit to people that we deem underneath of us, right? Sometime intentionally, sometime unintentionally. Either way, it's still your accountability. You are accountable for it. If you break something and you anoint it, it's your duty to acknowledge it and fix it. That's how it goes. Because lack of accountability, it leads to destruction. You know why? Say I raise up a whole nation of powerful people who unaccountable for their actions. Imagine how many people they're going to afflict. Imagine how much damage they're going to cause. Moreover, imagine how much energy that they're going to misdirect. Why? They're going to begin to do what they see me do. If I do things and I sweep them under the rug and I'm not accountable, I'm going to raise up a whole bunch of fruit like me. People that think they high and mighty and don't have to be accountable. And none of us are above accountability. Not one. I don't know one human, no matter how powerful they are, right? That's above their accountability. I don't know one. Never met. I know some that move around like they are. I know some people that really have the attitude of, oh, I can just, I conduct accountability by saying that I'm God's child. No, you can't. You can fool yourself. That's what you could do. Each and every last one of us, it's our responsibility to embrace accountability. It actually makes divinity smile upon you when you can do that. It takes a certain type of character. I mean, you know, when you mess it up, I'm talking about the level of accountability. When you mess it up, man, I know I messed this up. Let me go let everybody know it was me. Let me go let this person know I fucked this up. See, you can't, that's true. Accountability ain't waiting for so many people to figure you out that you just be like, all right, it was me. That's lame shit. That's super lukewarm. So what you would have to do to really, really be in your divine way is go early for accountability. When you chop and screw it, you gonna know, because until it is due. We know what we doing when we do something. So we don't continue to spiral around and throw our divinity away, because, you know, the worst kind of dark worker is a light worker turned dark. You're not no good at it. Your heart was set light, right? And the best kind of light worker is a dark worker turned light. See the abstract in that? One is no good, because one is faulty, while one is what? Progression. One is aptitude. When you can say, yo, I'm going to take my will and I'm going to do this, regardless as to what the fuck my parents did or how the rhythm was given to me. I grew up around, man. I was born, look, I remember growing up and seeing dope needles and shit everywhere, bro. Like, you know, I grew up like that. That's as a child. I would walk around. My parents, they used to shoot heroin. They, you know, it was the 70s, the end of the 70s, going into the 80s. But they used heroin, and they did it openly. And I grew up around it. And when I grew up, thank God I never used it, but I wasn't averse to selling it. But I still was affected by it. But guess what? No matter what, God gave me an opportunity in life, like he gives all of us, to make a decision based upon what you know. See, that's how strong God is. Thank you, Spirit. He'll give you the decision based upon what you know. Show you all this shit that goes wrong. So why? It can educate you. Stop looking at your circumstances as one that was given to you to doom you. They didn't doom you. They educated you. You know, in order for you to have true dominion in an area over anything, you have to first go through that thing and defeat it. Think about Tobias and Asmodeus, right? Asmodeus was a demon. He's the demon of hell, the prince. He was defeated in this realm by Tobias. What happened when Tobias beat him is divinity gave Tobias dominion over him. When you go through things in life and you defeat them, you get dominion. What does dominion do? Prime example. I was talking about my parents. I watched my mom beat heroin addiction, right? In the late 90s, she stopped it. Early 90s, actually. She came off of it. And you know what she ended up doing? She ended up becoming an executive coordinator of a rehabilitation program that she went in to get help. So she went in to get help and then went through it. 12 years later, she on top at the program. Why? They knew her as Lady Di. That's what they called her. I would see people as I was going through jail, I was still cutting up, and I was making my errors in life. People would be like, boy, I seen your mother, Lady Di. Yeah, she helped me through. And she was known as what? The woman that can help you transition from getting high to being sober. How was she able to do that? Because God gave her dominion. Why? Because she was able to defeat that demon. That's what happened. That's why a lot of things don't work out here in the world. Because you have people trying to speak out of area they have no dominion in. You can't just be a self-proclaimed person that walk into, man, you got to go through those dominions, man, or you got to go through something that give you dominion in that area. But for you to try to speak to somebody and you really have no relativity, we don't live in a world that takes kindly to that no more. That's why a lot of holy places are falling apart. Because it's been saying now, hold on, y'all supposed to be doing shit for people. Y'all ain't doing shit for nobody. I'm out of here, right? Because people are not going to continue to go for that. Because divinity is pulling for ascension, to ascend up out of that. Leave that shit behind. You can't continue to join yourself to things that are powerless. It's like, if I'm a part of a place that's supposed to save lives, and I look around and ain't nobody life being saved, what the fuck are we really doing here then? That's what you gotta begin to look at life as. It don't care, because you can link with, thank you, Spirit, you can link with 10,000 people that have no dominion, and they can make all the money in the world and don't help nobody. Then you could go link up with 2 people that really got divinity on their side and watch their energy save way more people. It's all in what you choose, yo. Like, where you want to stand. Some people stand for the money. But I'm telling you, I've learned in life, I've done a lot of shit for money. Right? But you know what I learned about all these things? Even big money is temporal. Pen that. Money is temporal. That shit is here today, gone tomorrow. People always talk about, if I get a lot of money, I'm going to save it. No, you're not. I promise you, you're not. Money is temporal. The person that really thinks they can save it the most is the one who often loses it. The person who really don't care about money, it'll cling to them and it'll go in the right energy. See, money is an energy. When you grow energy, you have to link it with another energy, and then it becomes what's called synergy. See, money should produce synergy when it's put forth the right way. Yeah, money that goes in the right place, it becomes synergy, meaning it does what it do. Now, money in the wrong place becomes karmic debt. What we really chasing? See, when you want the money, is the money going to be good to you, though? Is it? Man, you have to change your perception of money. I feel like a lot of us look at money as the end-all, be-all. I promise you, once you remove that shit from your divine mind, you'll see divinity open up doors that bring money for nothing. Like, you'll be like, damn, I was chasing money that way and I just couldn't see it this way. Powerful manifestors, we know first, don't chase that. See, when you manifesting strong for your money come all type of ways, I turn it down from a lot of ways. You can believe it or you can't. That's on you. One thing I know how to do is go get some money. Always did know how to go get some money. But the thing about it is, you gonna get some money. Is it, if it's about getting the money, chances are you will do anything to anybody just to produce the money. Or do you want the wealth of life? Because getting wealth may require you to give your money away. Is you ready for that degree, though? That's a whole different degree, ain't it? How am I going to get wealth giving away my money? You will, though. When you understand energy. There was an old Haitian proverb. I can't remember how it go, but I can tell you how it went. When you get money and you do right with it, when the money gone, you create a comfortability that'll carry you right to the next money. But when you get money and you do people wrong and you do wrong in the universe, you create all sorts of invisible obstacles that won't reveal themselves until the last dollar is gone. Once the last dollar gone, bam! All the shit that you did with the money that was foul, it sits there and waits on you. That's why some people still try to live in the day when they had money. Why? Because they know they fucked it up. You ever been around somebody and they always, man, I'm in my back, then I had, boy, man, you should be like that. And I did it the same reason why, you know why? Because I knew I fucked it up back then. So I wanted to live back there when I had it. A lot of us do that. So why would we continue to put ourselves through that? If you got it, give a little bit. That's simple sign. If you got it, give a little bit. Stop looking at what you can get and look at what you can give. I'm telling you, it's great strength in that. It's great strength in that. It shows forth, first of all, it shows the divine that this shit ain't going to hinder you from your purpose. See, remember, thank you, Spirit. Remember Solomon's wisdom? That's the greatest gift divinity ever gave to a man, was the gift that divinity gave Solomon. But guess how it went, though? See, Solomon moved in a way that pleased divinity. You know what he did? Thank you, Spirit. The temple of God, it was meant to be built by King David, right? King David gathered all of the wood. His whole life, he spent his life. King David was Solomon's father, for those that don't know. Now, King David, high priestess, anointed, right? He wanted to build a temple to God. He gathered all of the wood, years wood, paid all the money. And when he finally got the wood, you know what divinity told him? You're not worthy. Why was he not worthy? Because David had a lot of idiosyncrasies that he wasn't straightened out. Plus, he sent the innocent man that died in battle, which was a blemish that caught him at the end. So he couldn't build no further. All he could do was get the wood. Now Solomon, on the other hand, and mind you, Solomon was a gift from divinity to David, his gift. When Solomon built the temple and began to do what pleased divinity, divinity asked Solomon, well, what can I do for you? You know what most men would have asked for? What most men ask for nowadays. They would have said, God, grant me riches. Solomon didn't. He said, God, give me wisdom. And divinity said, since you asked for wisdom, what divinity was so pleased by his request, divinity said, I'm going to give you wisdom, but I'm going to make you rich anyway. Matter of fact, I'm going to give you a whole lot more than what you asked for. Why? Because he was honorable in his decision-making process in regards to the divine. That's how we got to be. You got to be that way. Be honorable. Like I said, as opposed to looking what we can get from the world, look at what you can give from divinity. You understand me? Your power that the divine gives you is not for you. See, back to David. David was wealthy. He was rich all throughout the land, but he came up. David was anointed the king of Israel, and he had doo-doo on his hands from being in the cow pit, dealing with dung. That's where Samuel anointed him at. Went out and found him. Bypassed all his brothers. Jesse had all his brothers at the door when the prophet came. He got a divine, see, the prophet Samuel, he was a divinator. The energy of tarot, Samuel used that. Because he told Jesse, the next king of Israel is one of your sons. He divined that. So when he went to Jesse's house, he put all his sons up at the door like, here go all my sons. But David was he was small, and he was a cowhand. He worked in the field. He stunk. So they ain't want to bring him out. So Samuel said, no, ain't none of these him. You got another son. Jesse said, yeah, but he ain't nobody. Samuel said, man, take me to him. I could see Samuel probably, what you talking about, man? Take me where he at. Samuel knew. So when they walked up on David, he got dung on his hand. He in the dung pit. Samuel go pull a whole anointing flask of oil on him. He just been anointed. You think he understood that? No, not at all. Probably didn't even register to him for years, maybe 3 or 4 more years. Imagine you don't know what that means. Somebody just anoints you. All you know is nothing changed with him. In fact, his brothers became more envious of him. They probably looked at him like, how he get the oil? Like they look at you, how you got the oil, right? How you get the oil? And you just this, that, and the third, right? You ain't nobody, but you got the oil. Now, understand, the oil that he got poured, that remember I told you last night, as above, so below. See, the anointing of David, it was already situated in the ethers. So when they anointed him in the ethers and they poured the oil, it had to transmute down here to this realm. And when it did, boy, oh boy, he was rich. But guess why he was rich? He was rich to give to others. Now assimilate to your spirit. What God put in you, it ain't for you to sit up there. It's not for us to do anything but give where God say give. See, God give people power. Ain't nothing worse than a divine worker. A divine being using their power to harm somebody. Because your magic gonna work. Baneful magic and a divine worker, a divine being doing baneful magic is not a good look. It's a horrible karma. Right? People that do baneful magic, they be the people that's not divine. They don't have no power. So they got to go in the metaphysical and do spell work on you. Now, as a divine being, when you do baneful spells, they going to work on people. And when people know you can do that, they will use you in their ritual. Just your energy. Why? Because you're a divine link. That's another thing. Stop allowing your energy to be siphoned from you for negative shit. Like, if somebody having a conversation about harming somebody, don't put your energy in that, divine being. You're going to make the plan work. And the karma going to come back to you. Like, learn your power. Don't persuade or perpetuate shit that's going to come back to you in the spirit. Because you the divine being. See, that's how real tech wizards and Satanists, they love to do that shit. They love to get a divine being and get behind them. And they do make them do the baneful shit. So when the karma come back, it won't hit them. That's what people like to do. So don't let a person maneuver you into a baneful situation. Baneful magic, baneful rhythms, they carry horrible karma, bro. Like they come back to you so hard. Trust me. I'm speaking from experience. I'm never going to get up here and tell you about some shit that I ain't do or experienced. I've been a baneful one. Sitting back, plotting, doing wrong shit, or sitting with people that do wrong, right? And being a fucking a present, just being present is perpetuating it. Not saying no, well, no, fuck that. Not being that. You understand me? Thank you, Spirit. The Spirit wants you to know, yo, when somebody come to you with a rumor, right? If you not stopping the rumor, you playing a part in the rumor. If you know that person over there don't deserve what the person is saying to you, stand up for that person. Because if you don't, you guilty. You guilty. You know, a seed, when you plant it, it gotta grow. Now, how do a seed grow? You water it. How does a rumor grow? You water it. What's watering it? When they run up to you and be like, hey, yo, you heard this shit about Woe over there? And you be like, oh, nah, what? Yo, and you be like, damn. All that right there, you watering that shit. You supposed to be the person that be like, when they be like, hey, yo, you hear that shit about Woe? Why you talking real low? About who? What? No, I ain't hear, no, Be like that about it. So you can turn the energy right back on the motherfucker bringing it to you, because if you allow them to bring it to you, it's evil. It makes karma, whether you like it or not. And if you a divine being, you beat with double the stripes for being in that situation. Because you got to be aware of that shit. This is your energy. Your energy is how you going to grow, sink, or swim. All going to be attached to your energy, divine being. So when people come into your energetic field, assess their ass. If they not right, dismiss them and what they coming with. No, I'm not with that. I ain't hear shit about Woe over there. Well, that's a king over there. That's a queen over there. Only thing I know, if they ain't, they look like one. Now, what was you saying again with the rumor shit? Be that person. That's the great energy for 2024. I'm trying to help somebody. Do that, yo. Protect yourself that way, because evil attachments and entity attachments, they will finesse their way to you, divine being, to linger the best way they can. You know how it be? Say I'm the powerful one, and that's the weak ass rumor bearer. The weak one. The one that bear the rumor always a weak one. You ever notice that? If you check into a rumor bearer, they never be connected to a source. That be their source, that energy, right? So, when you're dealing with rumor bearers and you the strong one, when you get the rumor, or the rumor bearer come to you and say, come to me and say, did you hear Woe was fucked up? And then I say, nah, but then I hold it and I take my power and I go to somebody and say, hey, yo, did you hear Woe fucked up? Now I'm stamping it. Now it becomes reality for that person. I increase their turmoil. Why? Because I ain't take my powerful energy and stop the weak-ass rumor bearer. That's what we need to be doing. We need to be, when somebody bring a rumor, you need to be like, turn that shit right back to them. Don't, because when you pass the energy, your karma gonna be, they might not even get no karma because they not even connected to source. Now your karma, your shit gonna come heavy. Why? Because you connected to source, you know better. And if you don't know better, you know now because I'm telling you. We have to begin to be responsible for the details of our life. When you have a person that you connected to, and they are being your liaison with spirit or your medium, or you may not be confident in your connection. When you go to that person, anybody that come to me, if I tell you do something and you know it's from spirit, just go do it. Because you should be able to know I'm not a person that's going to tell you to do nothing that's going to harm you, first of all. That ain't me. I need my shit to be straight. I need to be a shiner in the spirit. I know what niggas is, nutball ass niggas out here with karma on them doing things. I don't want to be that way. I already had a chance to do that. That ain't even, that's not slick. That's dumb. And dumb never been slick. So with that being said, yo, be a person, right, that pay attention to the details of your energy. Don't create lower debts that's going to run you down. Learn how to store up. You know how the energy say put treasures up in heaven? That's the same way as manifesting. When you manifesting, know everything you do. Boom. Can I help you with that? You need something? You know how I pass mine on? When somebody in my energy, and or a loved one, when they got an ailment or they afflicted, I pray for them. They don't even know it. They don't need to know it. But if I see what's wrong with them, I'm going to use my authority to take their ailment. Boom. I don't give a fuck what they did. Look, can you fix this for them? And divinity, my relationship with divinity, long as I'm sturdy, I'm going to have something now. It's going to be up to them. I'm going to give you a story from the Bible. It's an energy, right? It's about a general in the Bible. Naaman. That's his name. Naaman. So Naaman had an ailment. And Naaman went to the liaison of God and said, I got leprosy. I need to be healed. The prophet said, go dip yourself in the Jordan 7 times. You be healed. Now, what if Naaman would have went and been like, man, I ain't doing that shit. I'm going to do it 3 times and I'm going to go here about my business. It wouldn't have been brought to fruition. Why? Because Spirit gave the medium something to give Naaman. Naaman do this. Naaman say, all right, Naaman did it. The leprosy fell off his body. Why? Because the Naaman knew, I'm going to somebody that really, I know they really linked in the source. And I'm going to get a word from them. Your source going to give you the right word. But you got to be willing to incorporate it into your demonstration in order for it to work out right. And don't thank you, Spirit, we all have a side of us. I'm telling you. When I do my spirit cleanse, I use the lemon 7 times. Don't you know around the 5th scrub, literally, I can feel the negativity in my body fighting me like, come on, man, 5 is good enough. You want to scrub 7 times, and I'll be like, I go ahead and do it. And when I do it, I feel it release. Why? It's a completion. It's a number that divinity assigns to us to do things. I know. It seems foolish. But remember, that's going to confound the wise. And who are the wise? The wicked ones always wise. So we got to strive to have a greater wisdom. See, where the devil slick, God's slicker. The devil slick, God slicker. When you really look at Christ in a demonstration, he was the slickest one to ever move. When you really, I'm talking about moving energy around. You got to remember, when Christ came to this earth, the Bible says he stood against powerful energies. Who? The Pharisees, the Mosaic Law, the Leviticus diet, the Sadducees. All these he stood against, all of them. Why? Because all of them was wrong. Every last one of them. They was all wrong. He ain't representing none of the shit they was talking about. They couldn't fathom him. Real rap. They couldn't fathom him. Why? Because he could clearly see, everybody began to do shit for their own gain. Nobody was really giving nobody nothing from divinity. So Woe came and straightened that all out. Remember when he ate the food? I think he must have ate a crab or something. He ate something. He had what the Leviticus died. He ate it. They came at him with the whole book like, how you gonna eat that? The book say you don't supposed to eat it. He looked at them and said, look, it ain't what go in the mouth, it's what come out the mouth that defile you. Scratch the law. That's moving energy around. That's real violent. So we got to begin to be, thank you, Spirit. When the kingdom suffered violence, the righteous wax violent, take it by force. So when you suffering violence in your life, understand the Spirit of God and divinity, any of your deities, is violent enough. Just remember that. Spirits of deities are not passive. They not. The deity's not passive at all. They hold authority. So all that down on your knees praying, I don't know where that necessarily came from. Well, that's not the rhythm. See, a deity wants you to be up at times. And proxy. Proxy is the way to stand. When you on God, it's proxy. Not down on one knee, bended with your eyes closed down in the ground. Somebody hit you in your head. Literally. I've been hitting my head in life a lot. Down praying, being humble. Sometimes you got to release the animal that's within you. That's the deity that's attached to you. What you think? Deities is all white? Not yo, deities is real. They don't play. They serious. It's a light and dark balance to every deity. Even Elohim. You know what they say in the energy of the Bible? They say God is jealous. Think of it. The divine is jealous. Yo, that's a serious energy. Jealousy is one of those most powerful energies you never want to experience, do you? Now imagine a deity being jealous. If a deity holds jealousy, what else you think they hold? That's right, murderous intent for your enemies. Deities come and claim people's lives over the ones that they anoint and they choose. So always be aware of that. I'm going to move into a 3-card spread real quick before I get out of here. I was going to do an ancestral read, but I'm feeling like I'm on my assignment today. So I'm just moving how Spirit is moving me. I'm going to do a 3-card draw. I ain't taking all them Spirit. Spirit drop the whole half the deck out. Actually, I'm being guided to pull oracle. So I'm gonna pull 3 oracle cards. I'm gonna set the Shem deck aside. I'm gonna grab the oracles. Give me 1 second. By water, I connect with Spirit and pure intent. Alright, so we're going to pull 3 oracles. Let Spirit talk through the oracle deck. Three fell out. Wow. One step at a time. First oracle. I see the mountain ahead, and I dedicate myself to taking one small step at a time. I make progress by staying focused on the present moment, the current task. Thus, I regain my ease of living. Wow, that's a mouthful. So, one step at a time. Like, I feel the Spirit is saying, don't be afraid to venture into the unknown. The step that a lot of people are scared to take is the step towards your spirituality, your spiritual health. So, you watch a lot of your other facilities begin to wane or fail or get rusty and dull. And a lot of it happens because we won't step into our spirituality. So we become dull in the natural. See, the longer we live away from our spirit, the duller all of our things become. Until we become what? Beyond the harvest. And pretty much useless. So what we want to do is, we want to begin to step into our divinity, one step at a time. Staying focused on the present moment. In the current task. What are you currently doing that requires your focus? In order for you to improve and become a better person, focus on that. Even if it requires you to not focus so much on what's not the current task. Maybe not divide your energy so much into things that really don't serve you. Right? Stay focused on what's going to get you ahead. Most importantly, in your spirituality and in your life in general, the quality of your life. If it's something you eating and you want to let it go, I know it may be hard, but let it go, or at least fight to. Make an effort. A lot of times when we make an effort towards divinity, it infuses us with a power we can't even comprehend. Stepping towards divinity is stepping towards your right ancestors. And a lot of times, that's what we need. We need to step towards the divine. It's going to put you in tune with some forces that you really may not be aware of that are a part of you. Relatives in the afterlife, your ancestral line. Some of them are locked away from you. Some of us have karma that we need to clear out. Getting in contact with them, it can clear out karma. Because it can put you on your path and your purpose. Elevation. I free myself from fear and trust the universe. I direct my thoughts to the beauty inside and around me. I use my spiritual strengths and knowledge to create light. And I rise above all doubt. That's elevation. I'm going to read that one more time. That's self-explanatory. I free myself from fear and trust the universe first. I direct my thoughts to the beauty inside and around me first. Inside and around. I use my spiritual strengths and knowledge to create light. Embrace the creative, nourish, and embrace the creative aspect of your mind, divine being. Create light. Use your intent to create your own light. You don't need to follow another person's ritual to obtain lightness. People do that when they want to learn dark ways. You create light. You have the ability to do so. And I rise above all doubt. Begin to step into the unknown, as I said. It increases your power. It limits your doubt. When you begin to move in a faithful way, faith begin to bring you things that only faith can bring. When you know faith brought that, you don't doubt that. Last but not least, action. My divine action incites love and harmony. I am aware of my thoughts and driven by positive forces. I listen to my heart. My desire to manifest light transforms tests into growth, challenge into opportunity, and fear into love. And I was saying that earlier. the circumstances that you may have been born in, going through, raised in, all of it. Use it. Understand it was a test. Understand that test translates into growth. We grow according to how we test it. No pain, no gain. Toil and labor. My divine action incites love and harmony. Let your action be divine. Let it incite love and harmony. Turn challenge into opportunity. Change fear into love. Allow the divine to transform you, divine being. Strengthen your relationship with spirit and establish your ancestral connection. That was a live for you all. I love you all. I want you all to enjoy the rest of your day. We'll be back a little bit later with another broadcast. And our YouTube, we're situating it now, and we're requesting viewers, subscribers, so that we can really go live from there and reach a larger platform. Thank you in advance. God bless you all. Amen, Ashe, as well as amen.